There we go. Hi, you guys. Welcome to Food Freedom Masterclass. This is so exciting to have you. I am Kim McLaughlin, and I am going to do a screen share right now, and we will get into the class right now because I love when you guys are here and we're starting on time. So let's get started. Welcome to Food Freedom Masterclass. I call this Unlocking Food Freedom Masterclass, empowering emotional eaters to rediscover peace with food. I thought that really encapsulated what we're going to talk about today. Let's see. There we go. So welcome. I'm excited you've chosen to be a part of this process. I know you have a million other things you could do today. There are a lot of other things you could do, and this is just one of the places you could be. And so I'm happy to share time with you together to learn some important information. So why are you here? I think you're here because you resonated with the ideas that I've been putting out. So why are you here? You probably overeat in a way that bothers you. And you might feel out of control with food. Maybe not all the time, but enough of the time where it really bothers you. You might see food as good and bad. This is good food. This is bad food. I should have this. I shouldn't have this. You might find you deprive yourself and then binge, where restrict, I don't eat, and then binge. You might see that you eat for emotional reasons. And we're going to talk about that today because you might not notice that you eat for emotional reasons, but I think when you end this webinar today, you'll see that maybe that's more part of your story than you thought. You might want to see if you can lose weight. I know this has been the narrative that has been all over that. When we feel bad about our bodies, when we feel bad about how we look, when we feel bad about how much we've eaten, that the only option is to diet and to try to lose weight. And I'm here to tell you that there is a different way to go about it. Or you might have guilt about eating or shame about what it's done for you, the weight gain, which I was just talking about. So those might be your reasons for being here. Why don't you put in the chat, yes, if that fits for you? Because I want to see, okay, good. Everybody is feeling the same way, that yes, that fits. Yes, that fits. Okay. Well, in Food Freedom Masterclass, what can you expect? We're going to cover the devastating effects dieting has had on you. And I don't say that term lightly, devastating effects, that it has really caused us a lot of problems. And it's one of the areas we're going to talk about today about what that might have done for you. You also can expect that we're going to talk about how emotional eating has set you up to binge. So it's not your fault. You have these emotions, and the only way we've learned is to use food as a way to comfort ourselves. And we're going to talk about something different to do rather than just engaging in emotional eating. Also, you can expect to learn about your mindset and what's caused you to look at food as good and bad. And what I want to offer is there's a different, more functional, more powerful way to engage with your mindset. And what I find interesting is that the mindset issues don't just affect food, they affect our whole lives. And that is a powerful part of the process we're going to talk about, is to start identifying that. And you'll get access to a new way to look at food through emotional eating solutions. We want to not just talk about the problem, we want to talk about what is the solution? What can we do differently? So if we haven't met, I am Kim McLaughlin. I have a Master of Arts degree in clinical psychology. And I started gaining weight at about 8 years old when my parents got divorced. I have tried many diets. I started dieting when I was a teen at my mom's prompting. Once again, it's a family. It often runs in families, and families don't know what to do. So she offered me a diet, a high protein diet. And I said yes, because I didn't know what else to do to correct the problem. And the problem I thought was me and my body. I then became obsessed with food. and obsessed with my weight. And I yo-yo dieted over years and years, and 10, 20 years, 30 years. I felt bad about myself in a way that was really devastating. I use that word again. And I really thought that there was something wrong with me. I thought I was bad. Who I am is bad and wrong. And I thought the only way I could feel better about myself was to diet and to lose weight. And at the start of the diet, I'd feel great. And then I would start to feel hopeless because it was never enough weight. I wouldn't lose weight. I would lose weight and not feel good about myself. And this is my story that I think is your story, because this is what people talk to me about all the time. And I even gained weight on diets. Like, I would be following it and I would gain weight, or over a significant amount of time, I would never lose weight. And I was doing everything right until I found intuitive eating. And intuitive eating is a different way of looking at food. And this is the underpinning of all that we're going to talk about today. So what are the things that are wrong? I talked about a lot of my story, but let's talk about what the issues are. What are the things that go wrong when we start to follow the societal narrative of what the thing is? And what we talk about in my program in Emotional Eating Solutions is that the number one problem is the diet mindset, that it is the thought that I have to lose weight, the thought that I'm bad, the thought that I am doing something wrong. And what is interesting to me is that we engage in this dieting process over and over and over again, expecting a different results. I want you to start considering how and why diets have failed you, right? So we often talk about which diet, I mean, my gosh, in the news right now are so many writers are talking about all of the Ozempic and all of the shots that you can get to help you lose weight. And what we know is that it will work until it doesn't. It will work until you stop taking it, just like a diet. It works until you stop doing it. So I want you to consider, and this is a radical, radical concept, is how have diets failed you? How have diets failed you? What you're doing is wrong. Like dieting after dieting after dieting, that behavior isn't working. And you're not the problem. You're not the problem. It's the diet is the problem. The diet is the problem. It is socially expected. Even in families expect that you are going to diet when you gain weight, when you overeat, or when you don't like how you look. That is the answer. Oh, you've gained weight. Do you want to go on a diet? This is what happened in my family, is that you could see my parents got a divorce. I started to overeat. I gained weight. It just happened. And what was the answer? Let's go on a diet. Kim, do you want a diet? Kim, I'm going to buy you these special foods. Kim, it's very expensive to go on this diet. How about you do this? And the expectation was that I would lose weight. So it was something that was expected of me. And I don't say this to shame my mom or what was offered to me or told to do, what was expected. It isn't any of that. It's just, let's start being honest about what happened. And is it really working? Is it really working? So if we find that the diets don't work, and once again, I go in this a lot of depth in my Emotional Eating Solutions program. So we can't go into much depth today, but we can talk about the truth. And let's start thinking about, as I'm talking, what is your history of dieting? What have you done? And then what do we do instead? Because it's not fair for me to tell you what not to do. if I don't start telling you what should we start doing. So the way out of this dieting cycle is what's called intuitive eating. What is that? Intuitive eating gets you back in touch with your body. You knew how to eat when you were born. Babies, infants, cry when they're hungry, push the food away when they're done. They'll physically push it away. They'll close their mouth so they cannot eat. Nobody taught them. Nobody put them on a diet. They are regulated in their body and know when they're hungry and know when they're full. And you lost touch with that. I lost touch with that through lots of different reasons that are not my fault, but I can own them now and start going in a different directions. I really want to also put forward that you were trained by the expensive and enormous dieting machine continue to hate yourself and how you look. You were trained. Why? Because the dieting industry makes a lot of money. I promise you, those different diets that are out there make a lot of money. I didn't look today, but I'll have to look it up. It's, I think at this point, $67 billion industry, the weight loss industry, billions, over $60 billion industry. They make money off of you failing. They made money off of me failing. And that kind of makes me mad. And I just want to put that out there that if you're feeling a little angry as I'm talking about this, I'm okay with it, because we get to start owning our power, owning our body, and start rejecting what doesn't work. So when I talk about this is what I go into a lot if you are in my program. Also, if you listen to my podcast, Feed Your Soul with Kim, I talk about it a lot, about the dieting mindset. And so here's what my clients experience. It's my clients start to recognize the power of the diets in their lives. We look at their history of dieting, and this is a powerful tool to explore the question. We explore the question, do diets really work? We have to start from the perspective of, do they work? And it's an internal process to start recognizing whether they work or not. It's you figuring it out for yourself. And I'm the guide to help you do that. So let's chat. I'd love for you in the chat right now to write in the chat, start thinking about how many diets have you been on and how successful have they been? Put that in the chat, please. Do not put your weight. Don't put, I started at this weight, I went to this weight, I went to this weight, because that's really triggering and it's not helpful. It's not helpful to put numbers out there. There's a lot of different reasons why, but that's not helpful. What we're talking about is, what diets have you been on? It's interesting, if you look at my dieting history, I've been on relatively few diets. I think I counted them, and I was 5 or 6 different diets. And what would happen for me is I would do them over and over, the same ones over and over, expecting a different result. It was craziness. That's the definition of the insanity, right? Doing them over and over. Okay, what do I see? What are people talking about what they've been on? Considering weight loss surgery, the shot, Wegovy, the shot. I know I actually have clients that have tried that. Weight Watchers, yes, we've been on, and also the no sugar diet. Eliminate sugar from your diet, or eliminate all the carbs from your diet. Oh, keto, yes. Those are lots of things that people have done, and the intention is to lose weight. What we want to do is start looking at, not to diet, but what is your eating that's right for you, right? And that's very personal. It's very personal. So I never tell you what to eat or what not to eat, but I want you to start imagining and acknowledging where diets have failed you, right? So let's explore. Think back on when you started to diet. How old were you? Why did you start? Who encouraged you? What did it feel like? These are the things I was just talking about in my story that are, they're my story. So write that down. Start writing down. How old were you? Why did you start? Who encouraged you? And what did it feel like? And start looking at the truth about dieting. The truth. Because we got to start being honest with ourselves about what has worked and what has not worked. So that is a great tool to start looking at that diet mindset, is to start examining what diets have meant to you. So another issue, the second issue that is extremely important is emotional eating. And a lot of times people will say, I don't eat for emotional reasons. I'm not feeling anything. It's like, yeah, right. So why is this important? A lot of overeating can be correlated with emotions. That feeling of flatness, not feeling anything, is part of it. Kind of just, I have avoided my feelings, right? I push them away, or I push them down so far that I don't even notice them anymore. And so food has become a way of soothing yourself and feeling better. So if you eat and you don't even know how you're feeling, I promise you there's a feeling underneath there. You just don't recognize it yet. And what we want to do is start recognizing it, because it's a problem. So why is this a problem? Because we eat when we're feeling emotional, even if you don't notice it. And the problem is that food is not meant to solve your feelings. It's not meant as a way over long term to self-soothe. Yes, it is soothing. Yes, it tastes good. Yes, it feels good, but it cannot be your way of soothing your feelings. Happy, sad, mad, anxious, overwhelmed, stressed, whatever they are. It cannot be your go-to way to deal with those feelings. It doesn't work. What happens is that then you end up feeling bad about yourself. So why are you doing it wrong? Like, why are we emotionally eating? People get this part wrong and start dieting when they feel overwhelmed with food and life. So you emotionally eat for a long time, you overeat for a long time, don't know why. What do we do? The only opportunity, or the only thought we have, which is what we learned by that dieting machine and by our family and society, is to diet. Diet when you feel overwhelmed with food. Diet when you feel overwhelmed with life. This has been the only option that we've been told. We've been sold that this is the only option. And we move from diet to diet, and we don't take care of those feelings, that part of us that leads us to overeat, which is why when you take a shot and you feel less hungry, you eat less, you lose weight because you're malnourished partly, but then you stop taking the shot and the feelings are still there. So we need a different way. We use the dieting to take care of our feelings, and it doesn't work. It feels good at first. There's this euphoria, this pink cloud of like, oh my God, this feels so great. Oh my gosh, this feels so great. And at first you might lose weight, you feel good, but that literally does not last. And it's not the way to manage feelings. What should you do instead is learn what emotions are trying to tell you. I have learned over the years that emotions are a gift for me. When I'm feeling a feeling, it's trying to tell me something. It's my body, my emotions, my psyche is saying, Kim, hello, there's something going on. So I embrace them. I embrace them now. Even the feeling of, I don't know what's going on, but something's off. That something's off. I don't know what it is. There's an emotion underneath there that I want to grab hold of and to start pay attention to. So what we want to do instead is start noticing the emotions. Something's going on. I'm feeling off. I'm feeling sad, happy, glad, overwhelmed, stressed. Name those emotions. I like those kind of simple words first, because then I can say, am I happy, sad, mad, overwhelmed, anxious, lonely, bored? When I go through those, they generally, I find what's really going on fits within those. And then name the emotions and embrace what they're trying to tell you. If I'm feeling lonely, what's that trying to tell me? I'm upset because I'm not in a relationship. I am lonely at home because nobody's around. I was rejected, whatever that feeling is. And then you want to use proven techniques to deal with your emotions. There are lots of things to do to help with your emotions. So what's one of my clients' experience? My client has been able to recognize their feelings and name them. They see how powerful this is, and then it helps them decide what to do. So noticing the feelings, naming the feelings, and then it helps them decide what to do. If I'm feeling sad, it might be a different kind of reaction or movement. The thing that I'll do might be different than if I'm sad than if I'm angry. And then I can move through those feelings in a different way. I can move through in a way that works for me. Sad, I have some ideas about what might work for me. Mad, I have some ideas. Bored, I have some ideas. So then when I have the feeling, I can start recognizing what it's trying to tell me and then what I can do about it. Learning and using your personal ways to move through feelings is critical and moves you out of putting food in the first position of taking care of those feelings. So let's have at it. Chat, tell me in the chat, if you could write down, tell us in the chat what feelings have led you to eat. What are the feelings that lead you to eat? Overwhelm, right? Yes. Stress, yes. Sadness, yes. Bored, yes. Lonely, yes. Yes. I see lonely a lot. Lonely is a feeling a lot that that people eat over that. And then that is a good thing to recognize, because then we can do something about it. We can do something about it. Thank you all for your for the feelings. Yes. So what helps with those emotions that lead you to overeat? So then if it's bored, what could you do about it? If you said angry, what could you do? I like a lot of times my go-to with emotions is something that is active. It gets me out of the being in my head about it. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but it gets me into just kind of releasing the energy. That's kind of the best way I have. So angry, I like to, actually for most all of them, I like to take a walk. I just walk around. Like it doesn't mean I have to go outside, just walk around, get out and move and feel connected in my body. Put my feet on the grass, do something out, walking just a little bit. That for me is one way. What some say like that journaling when you're having feelings is a good way to explore it. Yes. Talking with a friend. Yes. That's another way to deal with it, to start imagining what you could do is to engage in these different techniques. And so those help you. Did you see? Nobody said eat, right? What helps you with emotions when you that lead you over, like eating, like let's move out of eating being that first option. I know it's hard, but we got to start naming it and then finding what is that feeling drawing out in us, right? So the third issue that we have that's super important is recognizing the thoughts that lead you to overeat. It's critical. The thoughts lead you off track. So what we talk about in my program, Emotional Eating Solutions, is thoughts lead to feelings, lead to behaviors. So we've got to start looking at the thoughts, because those thoughts are so important that they lead us off track with food. Let's go into it a little more. What are you doing wrong? Well, really, it's what we're doing is allowing the thoughts to go unnoticed, unchecked, unquestioned, and unexamined. When these thoughts come, we just act upon them. I admit, like, I have the thought, I think I'm supposed to do it. So what should we do instead is listening to the thoughts and recognizing that they're taking you off track. We have to listen to the thoughts. When we talked about the feelings, feeling the feelings, notice the thoughts that lead you to overeat, that lead you to feel angry, to engage in behavior you do not like. This is the starting spot, is we've got to start noticing them. I know they go unchecked. I know they do. So let's start recognizing them. My experience, this is me in the lavender fields on San Juan Island. Such a great, I love that picture. So my experience is getting a handle and understanding my thoughts has been a game changer for me. I used to have thoughts about eating. I would ruminate and in the end would think that I had no other choice to overeat. So it would be I'd have this food in the house and literally the thought came to me, you know, you're going to eat this, Kim, just do it and get it over with. That was the thought I had. It was like I thought the only way I could get these thoughts out of my head about eating was just to do it. And I have learned that that is not my thing. Well, it was my thing. It doesn't work. That's what I found is that, this happiness of this person sitting in the lavender field is it doesn't work for me. And I had to really accept that. So let's start talking about what thoughts lead you to overeat. What thoughts have led you to overeat? Let's see. Right. Just like mine. I want to have it. I don't know what else to do. The I'm bored thought. Yes. The thoughts about it'll feel better, or the I don't have any thoughts. Thank you guys. So that is a super important thought. The I don't know what to do. I have nothing. But I got to tell you is that those thoughts, even when you don't think they're there, they're there. And so what we want to do is start recognizing them. So what do you do to lessen those thoughts? What have you guys done? What have you done to start lessening those thoughts? What kind of helps hold them down? The first thing I think of, thank you guys for what you're writing. So cool. Is that to start noticing the thoughts. They are going, I think of them like that scroll on the television. They go past and past and past. They just scroll and scroll and scroll. And we can get so overwhelmed with them that we stop noticing them. And they're always playing in the background. So what do we need to do to lessen those thoughts is to notice them. That to me is the first thing is I've got to start recognizing it. So that means noticing what you're thinking and noticing the thoughts. Noticing the thoughts has to be the start of the spot. Right. The other thing, yes, like you guys are saying, one of the things that's really good for those thoughts is to notice it and then replace it. Like, I'm going to, rather than do this thing, sit down and watch TV right now, I'm going to go do the dishes. I love it in 12 steps. I've heard the story. When all else fails, do the dishes or clean the toilet. When all else fails, when the thoughts are out of control, do the dishes. Do something that's, keeps your hands busy so you have to think about it so you don't break the dishes. I love that one. That is something that's really cool. Start looking at what are the things that lessen those thoughts. I do like the idea of noticing them and then doing a pivot and doing something that is engaging for you, like doing the dishes, like taking a walk, something that takes you out of those thoughts. And also, yes, thank you. And also to replace them. You can replace them with, I am successful. I am doing things to take care of myself. I am powerful. I feel empowered. Like the things that are kind of things to start replacing those negative thoughts about ourselves are super good and can be very, very helpful. Okay. So what have we covered now is we covered the dieting mindset and how critical it is to start paying attention to it, emotions, and start recognizing those emotions and naming them. And then the third thing we talked about is the mindset of the thoughts that you have, the things that you're saying to yourself, and how to start noticing them, not letting them slide, and then doing something to pivot off of them. So are you guys getting value? Is this stuff making sense? Yes. Yes, it is making sense. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So those are some really useful takeaways, and they really will help you with food. And what will happen if you don't do something about this now? Like, this is a problem, you guys. This is a problem that's not getting solved by just thinking about it. And when will you take an approach that has long-term success, to move off of that dieting, that continual dieting that we've said in the beginning. You guys are now noticing that it doesn't work. And if you don't start now doing something different, then when are you going to do it? And how many times have you put yourself on the back burner and not taken the opportunity to do something for yourself? And here's the vision of what it could be. Imagine what it would be like to wake up and not wonder what you will eat for the day. Also, imagine waking up and not feeling angry with yourself about what you ate before. Eating foods when you're hungry and stopping when you're satisfied. Wouldn't that be good? Ending your day and not sitting on the couch and binge. Ending your day and not being in bed saying, I can't believe I screwed up today and I overate and I'm afraid I'm going to gain weight. That a vision of feeling empowered with food. I want to talk about emotional eating solutions. Like, this is the solution. You guys have been here. This is important stuff to know. What can we do differently? And emotional eating solutions is my offer to all of you. It's an 8-week self-paced program that takes you through the 6 core components that help you embrace the solution. We have an online portal where you have access to all you need to finally have food freedom. If you're here, if you stayed, you want to do something different. And I would be remiss if I didn't give you some options of what you could do. This program is super affordable. It is only $297. And it gives you access to programs that are proven. It gives you access for the lifetime of the program. And what I love about that is you can come back again and again to it. There's a bonus right now. We are starting in October. We are starting our live round. It is a live round, 8 weeks live with me, where I go over with you what's working, what's not working, where you can get feedback from me live. We normally have in the group once a month you can meet with me. Now, through this time with this bonus, is 8 weeks. Every week I come on live and you get asked questions. If you're there live, you can ask questions. If you're not, you can send the question in and I will answer the question. And we will get you on course with what will work for you. So this is the bonus that's only happening in October. So this program is for you if you've tried diet after diet after diet and still feel out of control with food. This is the place for you. If you want to get off the roller coaster and confusion that comes with dieting and feeling out of control with food. So this program is not for you if you don't think you have a problem with food. If you don't think you have a problem with overeating, then this isn't going to be right for you. And if you're satisfied with how you eat and satisfied with how you feel about your body, this program's not for you. I only want people in the program that really know that it's for them and believe that we can help you get to where you want to go, which is food freedom. So here are some frequently asked questions. How much time do I need to dedicate each week? So you get access to a component each week, and it takes about an hour each. There are separate videos in each component. So you can watch, a 3-minute video, a 5-minute video, a 10-minute video. And so you can then mix and match which ones work for you. And then there's time during the week that you'll need to complete the homework, such like writing down your diet history, looking at how you can be more mindful. Those take time, but we got to do the work. We got to do the work because things don't change unless we do something differently, right? Can I join at another time? You can join whenever you like. There are a couple of things to consider. Is really, if you're saying, I want to wait, when are you going to get peace with food? When are you going to get that food freedom? When's this going to happen? When are you going to stop putting yourself on the back burner? And then, yes, you can join another time, but you will miss the live round. And the live round is in October and November. Yes, it's over the holiday. Yes, that's a good thing, people, because you will have me as your coach over the holidays to help you through what the problems are, what the concerns are, what's showing up in food. This is the best time for you to come. So one other question is, I want to sleep on it. Can I decide tomorrow? Sure, you can. But I also want to ask you, why are you putting this off and what are you waiting for? And are those negative thoughts that we talked about earlier, those negative thoughts stopping you from moving forward with what you need to do for yourself and making the lifelong changes that will create a difference? Another question is, I need to speak with my partner before making this decision. Can I talk to them first? Of course you can. But I want to know, how long do you want to wait to make a change in your life? And is this about those thoughts, that mindset that says this won't work? I'll never be different. I can't do things. It won't work. Right? Is that happening for you? And those are those mindset, those sabotage parts that keep you from going further. And another question I get is, will this offer be repeated? I don't know. I am not doing another live round this year. I'm not sure about next year. We're going to see. I mean, and that's the honest truth. I don't know. This is my last time this year to do a live round. So we're doing it in October, and that will be the last time. So if you are thinking emotional eating solutions, doing food differently is important to you, this is the time. This is the time. So another question is, I can't start immediately. Can I start later? Yes, you can. You won't be part of the live round and the prices will be going up. So I just want to continue to ask you, if you're putting this off, what are you waiting for? When is there going to be a better time? And I have people continually tell me, I wanted to do this last year and I didn't. And I've now missed a year of learning, a year of doing it differently, a year of making a change in my life. And what's the value of that to you? I'm not doing this to be salesy. I'm just doing this to be honest with you based on what my clients have told me. So let's talk about what happened, what my clients have said. I don't like to use names because I like to honor people's privacy, and I think food issues are so personal. And so this is a customer satisfaction from one of my clients. And what they say is, from this program, I've noticed a lot of subtle changes. My body image has completely shifted. I was looking in the mirror this morning and I didn't love what I saw, but I did not hate and despise what I saw. And funny, just thought this morning, wow, when did that happen? That if I could look at myself in the mirror without shame and guilt. Yeah. My relationship to food is changing. I am more conscious of why I'm putting food in my mouth. It's not always making a difference or stopping me from being bored or tired or confronting eating, but I'm at least conscious of it rather than unconscious of it. Yes, this is a lifelong process, you guys. It's not a one and done. It's food shows up in my life when I need to look at something. It's my way. It's my body's way of reminding me to be more vigilant. And that's exactly what this client's talking about. Another client said, one session I asked, will I ever get over the dreaded idea of eating healthy for the rest of my life, of having to say no to myself all the time? And in reassuring voice, I said, yes, and have faith. Those words made an impact. And I shifted my thoughts, hoping one day I won't be disappointed with eating healthy. Yeah. Yes, you will get over these thoughts. Yes, or they'll move out. Yes. And it's possible. It's all doable, you guys. Another client said, I learned that I have a very hard time sitting in discomfort and meditating. Eating soothes me and prevents me from sitting with my feelings. I really love all of the things kids said during the calls. Everything was very useful, helpful, and relatable. I learned so much. You learn so much about yourself, you guys. It's about the food, but it's not about the food. So I want to thank you for joining us and being a part of this process. This is my pleasure, and I really honor that you have taken time to come here and to consider how to engage with food differently. I honor you for doing that. There are so many other places you could have been, and you chose to be here right now. So thank you. So take time to take care of yourself, and we would love to have you be with us during Emotional Eating Solutions Live Round. I would love for you to come and join us. I would love to answer your questions every week. I would love to help you make a difference with food. Check out our webpage. It's on feedyoursoulunlimited.com. feedyoursoulunlimited.com. It's under the work with me tab, the Emotional Eating Solutions self-study. Also, it'll be a link in the emails that you're getting. You will get that link to the program. Please consider joining us. Please consider joining us. I would love, it would be my honor to work with you and help you look at food differently. So I'm Kim McLaughlin from feedyoursoulunlimited.com. Thank you all for being here on Food Freedom Masterclass. Bye, you guys.